Well, good morning, everybody. It is August 2nd, 2025, and today I'm going to do two walks in Mason City, Iowa. One is the Trolley Trail, and the other one is the Winnebago something trail. But I'm going to start with the Trolley Trail first, and it starts at Ray Rorick Park, but it's really close to Lester Milligan Park, and Lester Milligan Park has a really pretty pond. So I just thought I would show you that first. And it's kind of weird outside because it is we have like fires from Canada, so it's really smoky, but I've got good lungs, so I don't think it's gonna bother me. But anyway, I parked at this Lester Milligan Park instead of the Ray Rorick, and I kind of recommend that. So if you do come up here, I think maybe that's a better idea. So I'm going to use my Trail Link app to find the actual start of the trail and make sure I'm on it. But I'll show you a picture of this trail. It's just kind of a straight shot from here to Clear Lake. And it's not very scenic. It's not very pretty according to the reviews, but I think it's just a nice way for people to get from Clear Lake and the trails over there to Mason City and the trails over here. So it's in my Rails to Trails book. It's one of the 29 Rails to Trails. So it might not be the best trail, but I'm walking it anyway. So let's go for a walk. So last week it was so hot. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning to get in my walk before it got too terribly hot. I think it was in the mid 90s. And now, just 1 week later, it's 62 degrees right now. So I'm wearing a light jacket. But that's just Iowa weather for you. So for some reason, my last video got like the YouTube, algorithm pushed it out to a lot of people. So that was really fun, and I have a lot of new subscribers. So welcome to my channel. I really appreciate you. That was super fun to have all those views. But I did want to address really quickly, so many of you are concerned for my safety, and I do really appreciate that. Like, that's really nice to have strangers care about my safety. But I don't carry a gun, and I might someday. I'm not opposed to shooting someone who tries to attack me, but I'm in Iowa. It's very safe here. I know that things can happen anywhere, but I do carry like pepper spray. I have a knife. I have like a little taser. I do carry like a cache of self-defense weapons, like just to deter somebody, and I'm mostly concerned like about a rabid raccoon or something, or a dog that might attack me. But I do feel relatively safe always walking in Iowa. It's not the most exciting place to live, but one of the perks of being in Iowa is that you're pretty safe to walk here. So, but my boyfriend's very concerned about my safety always. I make him very nervous out on these walks, and all of your comments validated his concerns, so that was annoying. No, I'm just teasing. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know I do the best to protect myself. I don't normally walk at 3:30 in the morning. That was just an experiment trying to escape the heat. But again, I really appreciate your concern, and I do try to keep as safe as I can. So this is still, that body of water is still part of that Lester Milligan Park, and I really like this part of the trail. So this is a pleasant surprise, because as you drive into this part of Mason City, it's a very industrial. Also, I'm not too familiar with Mason City, but I did go to college here my freshman year of college. I went to North Iowa Area Community College, which is like called NIAC. So I think that was the end of the beauty. We'll see. But now it's just industrial. And someone in the reviews said, don't travel to this trail because it just follows along a busy road the whole way and it's basically like a sidewalk. So this is kind of a busy road, but not like a highway. And right now I'm passing by Legacy Golf Course. So that's peaceful. I feel like sometimes people just nothing can make them happy and they will write a negative review about everything. This path is a connector from Clear Lake to Mason City, so it's not supposed to be some adventure in the woods. And I find it crazy when people write reviews for things that don't cater to them. Look how cute that little house and barn are. That is darling. I'm so glad that they've preserved that barn. And that little brick house, how cute. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, I post every Monday morning at 6 a.m. So if you're wondering how often I post, I almost always post Monday morning, 6 o'clock, so once a week. Kind of a pretty view. Those are soybeans, and that is an immaculate farmer. There is not a single stalk of corn mixed in with those soybeans. When you see soybean fields and there's like stalks of corn, that is a lazy farmer. I was looking at that big mound over there and I thought, oh, that's interesting, you know, that there's like this random hill, because this part of the state, so this is north, like toward the Minnesota border, but then I saw signs for a landfill and now I smell it. So that is not a natural hill, that is a landfill. So that's garbage. Okay, well here's a tip for walking long, boring stretches. Don't look at it. So like if you're going straight, don't stare ahead. Just look around or look at the ground and don't worry about how far that turnaround point is. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned, but this trail's 7.5 miles one way, 7.5 back. So this trail's gonna be 15 miles for me today. Okay, so here I cross this road. So I'm just kind of waiting to do that. And then the trail ends at the Trolley Park. And then there's a big chair and a caboose. And that looks like private property up there. I don't know. So anyway, Iowa Trolley Park. This is the end of the trail. Okay, I'm back in this industrial area, but I'm coming into that pretty park area, Lester, Milligan, or something like that. And so I've gone about 14.5 miles. I feel really good. The sun is strong and like it's pretty warm, but I guess compared to what it was, it feels pretty good. So anyway, I'm gonna make it back to my car and I'm gonna find out where the Winnebago Trail is. So this was the Trolley Trail, and now I'm going to do the Winnebago Trail, which is 3.7 miles, and then, you know, I'll do that out and back. Well, this park is a happening place. So it was nice of those kids to let me videotape them jumping into the pond. So anyway, I'm back to my car. I'm gonna head to the next trail. Wow, this is my first impression of this park. I'm like at East Park or something like that. And there's this really beautiful big black engine. And so this is representative of the Winnebago Railway Company, I guess. So this is the Minneapolis and St. Louis Railroad. Here's a better view of the river. We've had a lot of rain. We've had the wettest July on record ever. Oh, and that house is cool, how it goes right up to the river. So all the rivers are full and moving really quickly. But this bridge is neat. See, this is why you do those boring walks that are along the road, you know, and listen to all that traffic. Because when it isn't that way, you really appreciate it. Well, the trail's completely flooded here. So I'm going to, there's a staircase right behind me. I'll see if I can go up the stairs and see if I can connect back to the trail. This is pretty sketchy, but I'll get up there and see what I can do. I walked along, State, and then I got off on Elm, walked through a neighborhood, and so now I'm back at the river. But the path is up here, so I'm gonna go up here. Oh, and it's a crushed gravel path here, so that's nice. But see, isn't this beautiful? And people like to knock on Iowa and say that it isn't beautiful or great. And I mean, I kind of agreed for a long time. And, you know, as you get older, you realize, you know, that the grass is greener everywhere. There's problems wherever you go. And I like that Iowa has, you know, very little crime. You know, it's a safe place. And if you look hard enough, you'll find beauty. Are those rat snakes? It's had a really kind woman point out 14 snakes that she has counted. I had no idea that Mason City had all this limestone. On the other side of the river, there are limestone bluffs as well. So this trail, the Winnebago Trail, it turns into, I can't remember what it was called. I took a picture of the sign, but anyway, it ends at the, I'm assuming, Cerro Gordo County Conservation Center or Nature Center. And so that's what this is. All right, this is the Lime Creek Nature Center. All right, so just so you know, I started at 8:30 this morning and it's 2, so it's been 5 hours. Part of that time I was in my car going to the next location, but I've walked 19 miles in 5.5 hours. And so I will have gone about 22 and a half by the end of this walk. And so I suppose I'll get done with that around 3. They even have dirt paths that go along the crushed gravel. And so the dirt paths are closer actually to the river. So I didn't take those the first time. So now I'm taking them on the way back, and they're not too muddy or flooded, so that's good. Well, I know I'm going to get flooded out, but I'm just wondering if I can get back out without having to turn around completely. But look how pretty that is. Those are cool mushrooms. And now I made it back down by the river because this is my happy place, even though the trail's a bit muddy. But I don't care, I'd rather be here than on the road. A couple of famous things about Mason City is that Meredith Willson, he's a man, and he wrote The Music Man. And I just wanted to tell you that I was in that production when I was 19 years old. And I just had this bit part as a townsperson, and you know, everyone gets like so excited that the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street or whatever. And for some reason during one performance, it cracked me up so much that we were so excited about the Wells Fargo wagon that I broke character, and I laughed and laughed and could not get control of myself on stage. And luckily I didn't get in trouble for that, but I always felt really bad for that. But sometimes when you're young, you just get the giggles and you cannot stop. And I miss that feeling. That hasn't happened to me in a long time, but that's so fun. Okay, and then the other thing that Mason City is famous for is having a Frank Lloyd Wright house. And it's that house right there. So this is Music Man Square. And then there's the Meredith Willson boyhood home. So he lived in a nice fancy home, and they're advertising ice cream. But they have this whole building, this museum dedicated to him for the Music Man. Okay guys, there's the Surf's Ballroom. Or Surf Ballroom. So that is where Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper performed for the last time. Well, okay, everybody, I am finished with my walks. I think I went 23.5 miles total today, taking the Trolley Trail and the Winnebago Trail in Mason City, Iowa, and Clear Lake, Iowa. It was a really fun day. I loved coming back up to Mason City and Clear Lake. I haven't been here for a really long time, and I've never walked a trail here. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great week, and thanks again for walking with me. See you next week.